Has there ever been a simpler device? 3 bottles, a few yards of plastic tubing, a wire stand, a couple of C-clamps and a single IV. That's all there is to it. An instrument that with the pressing of a single button can deliver people from helplessness, can put an end to their suffering and despair. We choose so many things in life. The clothes we wear, the foods we eat, the books we read, the music we listen to, our friends, our careers, our spouses. We choose where and how we live and the things we live for. The only thing people aren't free to choose is the time and manner of their own deaths, which in my opinion is absurd. Yes, it's completely painless except for the prick of an IV needle. That's the beauty of it. Yes, please, the lady in the black. Yes, please. Yes, please, the lady in the back row. No, absolutely not. Under no circumstances should the device be used without proper medical supervision. That would defeat the whole purpose. Yes, this man in the 3rd row wearing the red sweater. What's that? No, sir, I do not charge for my services. Excuse me, what was the question? Yes, ma'am, I know what the medical establishment thinks of me and my device. Let them think what they like. It wasn't created for them, it was created for those who need it. Tens of dozens of suffering people begging me, asking me, please, Dr. Katseus, please let me be the first to try your device. As far as I'm concerned, these are the only medical opinions that count. Yes, yes, I'm ready. As soon as the right candidate comes along, we'll be there for them. Me and my device.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes.
Thursday, April 29th. Have arranged to meet with potential candidate Mrs. Judith Birch of Santa Barbara, California. Former music high school teacher. Subject will be accompanied by her spouse, Douglas Birch, also a musician.
The name, tell me, what's the name again?
Katseus.
Subject's age 51.
Katseus. Why can't I remember that? Like when blowing your nose, like sneezing.
Last November, subject diagnosed stage 2 Alzheimer's.
Katseus. Gesundheit.
Subject and spouse both members of Hemlock Society.
Does my hair, does it look,
You look fine.
It always gets the wrong color. Not the color, the long,
Hey,
hey,
it's all right, Judith.
It's
Just calm
not,
down.
it's not. Damn, why can't I make sense?
You're nervous. It's understandable.
Hold me.
We don't have to do this, you know? We could turn around.
Subject 8 minutes late.
It's up to you. It's always up to you.
No,
We can go back to the motel, call and tell them we changed our mind.
no, I want to.
You're absolutely sure.
Yes, yes, sure.
As long as you're sure.
Subject arrived 10 past the hour. Ah, hello, come on in.
Dr. Katseus, I'm Douglas Birch.
Oh, yes, I know.
I'm Judith Birch.
Oh, please, come in, take a seat. Make yourselves comfortable. Can I get you something, some coffee?
No, thank you.
Yes, coffee.
I'm afraid I only have instant. Sanka.
You're welcome.
He was talking about the coffee.
What?
He was referring to the coffee, the kind of coffee.
Oh, the coffee.
Would you like some?
Yes.
Very good.
So, this is his office. It's Certainly not what I was expecting. It's a bit messy, don't you think? I guess I was expecting something a little less, a little more clean, a little less disheveled. This doesn't exactly inspire confidence. Sorry?
Please, don't. You are always so...
Skeptical. I don't mean to be. I just can't help it. I'm sorry. But you have to admit, that is...
2 Sankers. I brought some milk. But I forgot to put it in anything. Please. Here we are. Milk. Oh, I've got some cookies as well. Chocolate chip. Toll House. Would you like some?
No, thank you.
Yes, yes, cookies.
Oh. I'm afraid I'm not much of a host. But then, we're not here to socialize, are we?
Thank you, Dr. Katz.
Katseus.
Katseus, why should that be so hard? All I have to do is think of ketchup. Heinz. 57 varieties.
Hey, Judith, why don't we let the doctor...
Ketchup. You were wonderful on that, the thing with the lights, the whatchamacallit.
Donahue show.
The Donahue show, yes. Wonderful.
We were watching Phil Donahue when she first...
Well, yes, you said so in your letter. Not the ideal forum, but it did the job, didn't it? Got the word out.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wasn't he wonderful, Doug?
Doctor, perhaps we should...
Wonderful.
Yes, well, let's get started, shall we?
What's this?
Well, it's a video camera. I'm going to record our conversation. I assume you don't mind?
Well,
It's imperative that we establish a record. Everything that we say and do must be a part of the record.
I see.
There can be no misunderstanding.
I see.
I mean, these videotapes could be the only thing that stand between me and a very long prison term.
I appreciate that you're willing to do this, but...
I tell you what, let's start with the medical record, shall we? Mrs. Birch's medical history.
But the records. We forgot the records.
It's all right, dear. We sent them to him. The doctor has them, remember?
Yes, according to these
We
records...
sent them?
According to these records, the subject was first examined by Dr. Ruff on October the 9th.
We did everything all so quickly. Moving in, putting in the truck. In the papers, putting in the papers, and everything was so crowded at the motel. Did you see that man at the motel? Anyway, they're so crowded. I thought we had put everything in there, but how do you know? How do you know for sure? How do you know you're not leaving something important? You could be leaving the most important thing, and you don't know it until it's too late. You don't know it.
Yes, well,
You don't know it.
Judith,
Don't.
just let the doctor...
according to
You
Dr.
just don't.
According to Dr. Ruff, during the months of October and November, subject underwent a series of cognitive and neuropsychological tests for memory, vision-motor coordination, and abstract problem solving. An MRI was also performed, and as a result of these tests, Dr. Ruff concluded on November the 9th.
Beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Who's?
Well, it's mine.
You?
I play, mostly Bach,
Oh, Bach.
strictly for my own amusement.
Oh, Bach.
Judith loves Bach.
We're both musicians.
Yes, I know.
I don't anymore. I teach. Taught. No longer.
So, Mr. Birch, I understand that your wife has Alzheimer's disease, and as a result, she wishes to die.
That's putting it bluntly, don't you think?
Well, I don't believe in beating around the bush, Mr. Birch.
It's still, you
Yes,
need
Dr. Ketchup. I've made up my mind. I want to end my...
Your life.
Yes, my life.
And by end your life, do you mean that you want to kill yourself?
No, just a minute.
No, Mr. Birch, with all due respect, given what we're dealing with here, we can't afford euphemisms. When a person decides to die, they're deciding to die, not to end their suffering or transport themselves or any other delicate sounding euphemism. It may sound crude, but better to be crude than unclear. We must be absolutely clear.
Yes, I want to die. Yes,
Are you absolutely certain?
to die. Yes.
Is something wrong, Mr. Birch?
Yeah, this whole thing is wrong. I'm sorry, Judith.
You know, you didn't have to come here.
I know that. Don't you think I know that? Whatever my wife wants is what we've decided, she and I, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. Or you.
Please don't.
Well, just what do you know about me, Mr. Birch?
I know you're a third-rate pathologist with a less than stellar medical and academic record.
We read about your thing with
The prisoners.
Oh, my death row organ donor campaign.
those poor men. What a waste.
So you thought it was a good idea?
Yes, absolutely.
Excuse me one moment. Patient appears to be of sound judgment.
Please, Judith, you probably shouldn't do that.
It's out of
Well, it needs a little work.
on this. You make a different kind of how does it?
Well, how does it work?
Hey, come on, dear. I really think we should.
Yes, tell me.
Well, it's actually quite simple. The largest bottle here contains a harmless saline solution. Once the IV is connected, the patient, you, press this button here. That activates the solenoid, which in turn releases a valve on the second bottle, which contains sodium pentothal.
Sodium penta.
Sodium pentothal, it induces unconsciousness. And then, just after a few seconds, the device automatically triggers the final bottle, which contains a lethal dose of potassium chloride.
Oh, that's the
The poison,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
And the
poison.
whole thing takes place in less than 5 minutes.
5.
More or less. And it's painless. Completely.
Completely.
Apart from the prick of the IV needle.
How?
Oh, that's the most remarkable thing of all. All of the parts of the device came from flea markets, garage sales, second-hand stores. I even broke apart some children's toys to get the gears. This big red gear here comes from a mousetrap game.
A mousetrap?
Yes, you know the game where you have to catch the little grey plastic.
Yes, I know what a mousetrap game is.
One
One button, yes. One button, that's all it takes. The patient is in complete control. That's the whole point of the device.
the device. Is that what you
Oh, I thought about calling it the Thanatron, after the Greek god Thanatos, the god of death, but some people didn't like that, found it objectionable. I don't know why.
a name?
Judith?
It needs a name.
Judith.
Names are important. If something doesn't have a name, it may as well not.
Judith.
Judith. That's my name. It needs a name. It must have a name.
Hey, Judith. Doctor, if it's all the same with you, I think we'll head back to the motel now. My wife is tired. We'll go back, talk things through, and give it all some more thought.
God.
Judith.
God.
How does that sound, Judith?
God.
Yes. God.
Judith?
God.
Yes. God.
God.
Judith.
Let's resume, shall we?
Yes. Yes. Resume.
Doctor, I really think it would be better if...
Yeah, please. Now, I'm sure that you're both aware that with Alzheimer's disease, the full constellation of symptoms comes on very slowly.
Yes. We realize.
So you can expect a reasonable quality of life for another year or maybe 2, maybe even longer.
Reasonable?
Well, what I mean is...
Reasonable to who? I can't play or music. A life without living, without music, is that half the time I can't make something sense? Is that reasonable?
Look, my point is, Mrs. Birch.
No.
Please, Judith, just listen to
You
him.
said you'd help me.
No.
You
no,
said.
no. I said I would consider your case.
Douglas, tell him for me.
Mr. Birch, just what is your position in all of this?
It's her decision. Long ago, we decided that if anything should happen to either of us, that we would have the option to end our own life with dignity. It's why we joined the Hemlock Society. We believe that people have the right to deliver themselves from suffering.
Euphemisms. All fine and well, but do you or do you not want your wife to die here with me sooner or later?
What I want doesn't matter.
Actually, Mr. Birch, it matters a great deal according to the law. If I'm to go through with this, I will need your complete cooperation and consent.
I'm here, aren't I?
That's no answer, Mr. Birch. Do you or do you not want your wife to go through with this? I mean, if you're ambivalent now, how will you be when she dies, when she's not here?
How dare you?
What? No.
No, how dare you speak to us, to people this way? How could you possibly be so insensitive?
No.
I think I have my answer.
No.
Thank you. No, good day to you both.
No, please.
I am not willing to sacrifice the hopes of thousands of people for one patient who doesn't have the full support of her spouse. If I go through with this, and you decide to prosecute me, then all the work that I've dedicated my life to for the past 15 years goes straight down the drain, and I'm not going to risk it.
Douglas!
You're incredible. You know that? Here we are, two people faced with the most monumental decision a person could make, and all you care about is your bloody career.
May I remind you that I am not the one considering suicide.
That's it. Judith, we're leaving. We never should have come. I should have never agreed to come. This was a mistake, a terrible mistake.
Good luck.
Go to hell.
Wait, no, please, doctor.
Mrs. Birch, you may change your mind.
I won't.
Goodbye. Concluded interview with prospective candidate, Mrs. Judith Birch. While it's clear that Mrs. Birch wants to end her life, I come to the conclusion that she is capable of living a reasonable, is capable of living an adequate, is capable of living. I'm coming. I said I'm coming. Who is it?
Me.
Me? Me who? Who's me?
Me, Birch, Judith Birch.
Mrs. Birch, what are you doing here?
Water, so wet. Do you have a
I don't smoke.
Me either. Yeah, you don't have any
Tobacco? No.
No?
No, I've never smoked.
Never.
Well, a pipe, briefly.
A pipe.
Yes.
Where?
Where did I smoke?
Oh, where is it?
Oh, I don't know. I threw it away years ago. Well, I'll be done.
Yeah, give.
No, Mrs. Birch.
Please.
No, this tobacco must be 20 years old.
I don't care. Give, please.
You really shouldn't.
It won't kill me. Oh, hello, God.
Mrs. Birch, do you know what time it is?
Time? No, what time is it?
It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Good.
No, not good. Does your husband know?
He's, what do you call it? Asleep.
Does he know you're here?
No? No, he doesn't.
What? How did you get here?
By boat? What's it called? A taxi. I took a taxi. I had the thing that you gave us. I gave it to the man in the window. I said, take me. It's an emergency. I said it was. It is. He couldn't read the water. It fell so. The things were going back and forth like crazy. The way it came, like going through like a boat. The signals.
You're soaked. Let me get you a towel.
So dark, mystery, thunder, like a movie. Hitchcock. Alfred Hitchcock.
Here, dry yourself off with this towel and then put this on. Let me take that soaked robe. Okay. Oh, last.
Where?
Hello, is this the Quality Court? Yes, I'd like to speak to Douglas Birch. It's an emergency. No, Miss. I need to let your husband know that you're here.
No, I know.
Go ahead and sit down, Mrs. Birch.
Oh, the boat. I haven't paid.
I'll take care of it. You want me to ask him to stay? That's quite a fare you racked up.
Do you have any
Liquor? No, I don't drink. I just got some grain alcohol. No, you really don't want to do that. Here.
Good.
Yeah, it's potent stuff.
Yes.
You know, carry on like that and you won't be needing my services.
Penelope. That was her name. I remember now. A year ago, she stopped walking. We found her on the floor of her legs, the ones behind. She dragged herself, pulled along. He wouldn't.
Who wouldn't what?
Douglas, husband. He kept saying she'd get better. She was old. He knew. I had to be the one to take her. I held her while they. Afterwards, he wouldn't talk to me for days. Douglas wouldn't even look. He just kept thinking how he missed her. he wanted to keep her like that, in terrible. He says no. Anyways, that's why we yelled at each. Penelope, our dog.
When was this?
Now, tonight, last night.
So you had an argument?
I'll pay for the.
No, don't worry about it.
Are you sure?
Anything for a patient in distress.
Almost anything.
We've discussed that, Mrs. Birch.
Why did you make him?
Him?
God.
God? Oh, the device. Well, I guess I saw a need and tried to fill it.
What motive? What moved you?
It was not an emotional decision, if that's what you're getting at. It was a rational decision. Emotions had nothing to do with it.
I don't believe.
Emotions are the things that have got in the way of others doing this before I did, despite the obvious practical need. Emotions. Irrational, unscientific emotions.
Still, you must have strong...
Convictions, yes. But the idea behind the device came from pure logic. Facts, Mrs. Birch, not feelings.
People are made of feelings, not facts.
Mrs. Birch, you haven't come here at 3 o'clock in the morning to discuss my motives, or tell me what human beings are made of, or to smoke my pipe. Oh. His name was Preston. Tony Preston. At 19, he was paralysed in a surfing accident and confined to a hospital bed in a nursing home. That was 6 years before I met him. Unable to swallow, unable to eat anything, unable to breathe without the aid of a respirator tube down his throat. And looking at another 30 or 40 more years of that so-called life. An immobilized, gasping corpse. He placed an ad in the newspaper asking for a doctor to come forward to help him carry out his wish to die.
You?
Yes. I went to him, nobody else would. I wanted to help him. The trouble is that there had to be a way to do it where I didn't have to pull any plugs or press any buttons. It was illegal then, as it is now. If I could create a device that Tony could manipulate with a stick or something in his mouth, then he would have the means to do it himself. He would have the means to end his life.
So you made God?
I'd rather you didn't call it that, but yes, that's why I made the device.
But you never...
No, another doctor intervened and pulled the plug.
You didn't?
I was afraid. I was afraid that they'd suspend or revoke my medical license. I was afraid that I'd go to prison. So I kept putting it off. Telling Tony I was considering my legal options, and I did that for 2 years. And in those 2 years, Tony suffered terribly, senselessly. Does that answer your question, Mrs. Birch?
So, you do have feelings?
It's 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm tired. Was there something specific that you wanted to...
My cards!
Oh yes, you left them here the other day.
You were...
No, I was just admiring the illustration.
Have you ever?
What, had my tarot read? No, certainly not.
Never.
No, I don't believe in any of that gobbledygook.
Gobbledygook.
Astrology, numerology, tarot.
No, so you don't believe in
Reincarnation? God, no.
Oh, but you will reincarnate.
Over my dead body.
In a past life, I was run over by one of those, pulled by a cart. My legs, I couldn't walk like
Oh, like your dog.
Penelope. That's why in this life I like to dance whenever I can.
One life, Mrs. Birch. One life. That's all we have here and now. Do you know that in you at this moment are 2 healthy lungs, a good heart, 2 fine kidneys, and a liver that's big enough that if it's split in 2, it could save the lives of 2 dying children. I mean, just between the 2 of us, our organs could save 10 or even 12 people.
Oh, very romantic.
Life from death, Mrs. Birch.
Then you do believe in
No. Maybe my type of reincarnation, but certainly not yours.
You believe in God?
As much as I believe in Santa Claus.
See, Dad.
I don't believe in belief. I choose not to believe in belief.
But so
Rigid? The trouble is that most people can't choose, or choose not to choose, between thought and belief. I have no such difficulty. Whereas others embrace the God of the unknown and the unknowable, I embrace the known and the knowable. I leave the rest to gobbledygooks and skeptics.
you have everything, so...
No. I don't have all the answers. But I haven't closed my mind to the questions, Mrs. Birch. In fact, I think it's a damn shame that a lot of questions have been obliterated, done in, by one word.
Which word?
God.
Oh, you do believe. You are a believer. I know you
I
are.
don't believe. I think, Mrs. Birch, there's a difference.
Without belief, people can't live. Therefore, there must be belief, so...
There must be a God? No, I disagree. Show me a God and I'll believe in him. Until then, I'll stick to Bach.
Bach.
His fugue in D minor is as close to a miracle as anything. Certainly beats walking on water. Is there anything else I can do for you, Mrs. Birch?
Yes. I want you and
We've already discussed that. Without the consent of your husband.
other people like me. Even if you won't use God on me, just knowing what you've done, what you'll do for other people, knowing there's someone who understands, that there may be a way. What I'm trying to say, Dr. Ketchup, is please, whatever you do, please don't give up.
I'm not giving up. But are you giving up? You're still in relatively good health. You're smart, you're witty. The disease has barely progressed to stage 2. You could have years of life in you. Why give that up?
Dr. Ketchup, I know that I am that there's no hope. And I know what I don't want. I don't want to depend, to hope, to be fed and dressed and wiped, to have to ask for everything. I don't want that. My mind, it's going. It's like a house with all the doors and the windows all open, and the people who take things,
Thieves.
the thieves, they rush in and they steal a chair, a desk, a sofa. No, I'm not giving up. If I wait, it'll take everything. Tomorrow, the next day, I won't be able. That's why. You see, I want a lot to look into someone's eyes into your eyes and say now. Now, Dr. Ketchup. Now.
You should go.
Go where?
Back to your motel. I'm going to take you back to your motel.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have.
No, I'm glad you came.
I shouldn't have.
You misunderstand me. I've changed my mind.
What?
I'm going to make the device available to you, Mrs. Birch.
You want...
I'm going to help you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
Just one thing, we mustn't be swayed by emotion. If we're to do this, it has to be done calmly, rationally, scientifically. In the interest of science, in the spirit of science.
Science, yes.
Think
yes.
of it as a scientific collaboration.
Scientific collaboration, yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm going to take you back to your motel now. I want you to get some sleep. And in the morning, if you still think the same way, then I want you to talk to your husband. It is imperative that we have his full support and cooperation. Do you think you could do that, Mrs. Birch?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Let me get my umbrella.
My cards.
Ready?
After you.
No, after you. Monday, May 3rd, I have arranged to meet with Mrs. Birch's husband, Douglas Birch, in order to explain the procedure and to obtain his consent in writing.
What's to discuss? You and my wife seem to have everything figured out.
Mr. Birch.
She's already been discussing some of the finer details with me, and I must say, Doctor, you've got her well briefed. She's practically an expert on that machine of yours.
Mr. Birch, why don't you take a seat?
I'd rather stand.
No, I appreciate how you feel.
I doubt that very
No,
much.
I understand the difficulty of the position.
Difficult? I never wanted this. I was against this from the start, against you. I don't like you, Dr. Katseus.
Personally or professionally?
Both.
Then why did you come here?
Because it's what she wanted.
You could have refused.
No, I couldn't.
You could have made her change her mind.
Wrong again. Once Judith made up her mind about something, anything, that's it. Whether she's losing it or not.
Yes, she certainly seems to be a woman of strong convictions.
You're telling me? I'm sure it's why she's attracted to you. Like a moth to the flame. To her, you're Hermes sent by Zeus to rescue Persephone from the underworld and carry her up to Olympus.
I don't see it that way, Mr. Birch.
Neither do I.
Just what is your impression of me?
Honestly,
Yes, honestly.
I think you're evil.
Evil?
I think you're the devil.
Come, Mr. Birch. You seem like an intelligent man. Surely you don't believe in devils?
I believe people do evil things.
Well, they do. So you think I'm evil, do you?
I think your motives are evil.
Really? Well, what are my motives?
Self-aggrandizement. Your name in the papers. Your 15 minutes of fame on the Donahue Show.
An ego trip? Is that why you think I do this?
I think you're a third-rate pathologist and failed physician that gets a shiver of self-satisfaction every time he sees his name in the papers or hears it on TV. I saw you on the Donahue Show, lapping up all that attention, bragging about all the poor, miserable, suicidal wretches, just waving their letters to the camera, telling the world how much they all need you, how they've come begging to you. You remind me of one of those revivalist preachers, but with television cameras and lights instead of a tent and sawdust. And instead of preaching salvation and miracles to the dumb and lame, you preach the gospel of death. You know, you've gathered up your little band of disciples, and my wife is one of them. You may have fooled her, doctor, but you don't fool me. Not for a minute.
Huh. So your wife thinks I'm God, and you think I'm the devil. You're both equally wrong. I'm just a doctor who is offering his services to you.
You're not offering me anything.
To your wife, then. She's determined to die. She says so right here in this sworn signed affidavit that you brought.
I know. I wrote it for her.
She's determined, Mr. Birch, absolutely.
I already said I won't stop you. Even if I could, what difference would it make? I would still be losing her. My wife. I've already lost her. So, I give up. Judas, all yours, you win.
It's not a rugby match, Mr. Birch.
What do you want from me? My blessing?
No, I want your approval in writing. And to that end, I've taken the liberty of drafting an affidavit that states in no uncertain terms that you approve...
But I don't.
That you approve your wife's decision and accept...
But I don't approve.
Mr. Birch, are you or are you not willing to let your wife go through with this?
I'm willing, but I don't approve.
What don't you approve of?
Of this way of doing it, of you and that device of yours.
Well, I know you don't like me, but what have you got against my device?
I find the notion of it morally reprehensible.
Morally reprehensible. Can you be more specific?
It stinks. How about that?
It stinks. Why does it stink?
Because it pretends to be a suicide machine, but in fact, it's a murder machine. A killing machine. Just about every physician in the country agrees with me.
And if they didn't, would they say so? Not many physicians are going to stick their heads out on this issue.
Sure. In their hearts, every physician is really on your side. They're just too lily-livered to say so. They're not bold and altruistic and noble like you. They lack integrity. They're not willing to take on the medical establishment single-handedly. Dr. Peter Katseus, the great white angel of mercy, a one-man campaign to end human suffering. Don Quixote and his Sancho Panza.
For someone who compares me to a tent revivalist, Mr. Birch, you make a pretty good evangelist yourself.
Does it occur to you, Doctor, that the reason every physician in the country is against you just might be because you happen to be wrong?
Argument by authority.
Or do you consider yourself to be the only expert on the subject of death, as if you could possibly understand more than the rest of us?
If we're talking about the afterlife, I claim no expertise in that area. That's your wife's purview.
So you're aware of Judith's mystical bit.
Mystical or metaphysical? She did speak to me briefly about it, yes.
And you know she believes in reincarnation?
I'm here to help your wife die. What happens to her afterwards, if anything, is none of my business.
You're wrong, Doctor. In helping her die, you'll be helping her into the afterlife. You'll be giving her a means to an end that at best, you know nothing about, and at worst, you consider to be an impossibility, if not an absurdity.
I'm not a metaphysician, Mr. Birch, nor am I a Hindu, or a Buddhist, or Lucifer, or Orpheus, or Houdini, or the Angel of Mercy. I'm just a simple physician trying to do his job. Not a very good one, as you point out, but still nevertheless a physician.
Thought by physicians, huh?
Yes.
I will neither prescribe nor administer a lethal dose of medicine to any patient, even if asked, nor counsel any such thing. A doctor's job is to prevent death.
People die, Mr. Birch. I can't help it, nobody can help it. A doctor's job is to heal. And when a patient can't be healed, the doctor's job is to make them as comfortable as possible. And, if necessary, to help find them a decent way out.
In your opinion?
Not just my opinion, I've got hundreds of letters here from people all over.
I know. I saw the Donahue show.
You call my device morally reprehensible. What if your wife decided to throw herself down a flight of stairs? Would that be any less morally reprehensible? What if she decided to slice open her wrists, or take a bottle of pills, or try to asphyxiate herself with a plastic bag? Would that be any less morally reprehensible? Just because a suicide is carried out alone, under the worst possible conditions, by means violent and messy and uncertain, and that can lead to even more suffering, does that somehow make it less reprehensible, more moral? I know you don't like me, Mr. Birch. I can't help that. But you love your wife, don't you?
Of course I do. How dare you?
Then why don't you want to help her die?
May I ask a personal question?
Yes.
Were you ever married?
Yes, long time ago.
For long?
Long enough.
"28 years. That's how long Judith and I were married. We met at the club where I played in a quintet. Odd musical couple we were. Me, clarinet. Judith, viola da gamba. Me, strictly jazz. She, classically trained. However we made that work is anyone's guess, but we did. We get together on Sundays. We both lived in the city of Manhattan, and she ended up joining my quintet. Judith could improvise. She was good. She was very good. And then one night, there was supposed to be this lunar eclipse. My building had a roof that you could go up on. When the others were packing up their instruments, she asked if she could stay and watch the eclipse with me. Sure, said thinking, boy, she's a bold one. The eclipse wasn't until 2 in the morning. We stayed up and played our instruments until 2. Then the earth shadow fell over us at the lid of an eye closing. When it did, she laid her head on me. It was the first time that she ever touched me. 6 months later, we were married. Listen to me, just reminiscing to you of all people, I may as well be talking to that thing.
It may surprise you to know that I do have feelings.
It's like a vending machine. You just press a button and bing, instead of a Snickers, you get death. So convenient. Just dispose of the body and then you're done. There's just one problem. How do you dispose of all the messy feelings? You found a way to dispatch the victims? Tell me, doctor. What have you got for the survivors? What machine have you got for me? How do you propose to deliver me from my suffering?
Mr. Birch, I understand.
No, you don't understand. 28 years. Losing her will be like losing a limb, like losing myself. No, you don't understand because you don't know Judith. She's everything to me. What is she to you? A test subject? A little dog for your space capsule?
Tell me, Mr. Birch, why did you join the Hemlock Society?
It was Judith's idea.
You just went along?
It was what she wanted and what she wants.
If your wife chooses not to use my device, what alternative would you propose?
There are other ways.
Name one. Could it be, Mr. Birch, that you really don't want to help your wife die?
I'm here, aren't I, David? I flew 1,000 miles to bring her to see you. I helped write that testimonial. I've drafted her will. I've planned her funeral. What more do you want from me? You want me to be happy about it? You want me to be cold and clinical like you? Oh, you want me to be like one of these little bottles just lined up in your tiny little parade of sedatives and poisons, just one more piece in this working little grisly device of yours. I'm a human being. I'm not an apparatus. Emotions, they may play no part in your world, but they do in mine.
So, you want to help your wife, but you don't want her to die.
Of course I don't want her to die!
Then you can't help her.
Do you know what a soul is?
A soul?
Yeah, doctor, a soul. I tell you what a human soul is. It's not a tissue sample. You can't stain it and mount it on a slide. Emotions don't grow on sheep's blood, and a heart may be a pump.
And not maybe, a heart is a pump.
Also a metaphor.
There are alternatives, Mr. Birch. A dozen Seconal and a bottle of vodka. That's what most of my medical brethren would prescribe, and with any luck, your wife would die painlessly in her sleep. And her death would be as insignificant as such deaths usually are.
Is that what matters to you, a significant death?
Yes! And it matters to your wife too. And I think you know that, don't you? I know you don't like me, Mr. Birch. But you love your wife, don't you?
Of course I do, how dare you!
Then we need to proceed.
When do you intend to do it?
As soon as possible. An injunction was handed down by the state district attorney this morning.
You'll be breaking the law.
Yes, I know.
You could go to prison.
Without your signature, I almost certainly will. But right now, Mr. Birch, we need to be thinking of your wife. I'll need 3 days. You know your wife wants to donate her organs, yes?
I know.
And I have to make some modifications to the device.
Three days. Thursday.
Yes, Thursday. Thank you, Mr. Birch.
I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for a wife. I'll bring her on Thursday, but the rest is between you.
No, you'll need to be here.
No. It's already been discussed. I'll bring her, but I won't watch her die. Not like this.
Wednesday, May 5th. I spent the past 24 hours making the final arrangements, including trying to find a clean, decent, suitable place for the procedure. I've tried 3 clinics, 4 funeral parlors, 3 hospitals, and 5 hotels. Turned down by all. No room at the inn.
Good morning.
Mrs. Birch, what are you doing here?
Oh, the thing, it was...
It's Wednesday. You're not supposed to be here until tomorrow morning.
Don't worry, I paid the... Oh. God isn't looking too well.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Judith, call me Judith.
Look, as you can see, I'm extremely busy right now.
I know, that's why I came to collaborate.
No, everything is under control.
Oh?
Well, your solenoid burnt out, so I need to replace the solenoid. But please, Mrs. Birch, I really need you...
Call me Judith.
Please, Judith, I really need you to go back to your motel.
I don't want to go back to my moment.
Well, I want you to go back to your motel. There's work to be done here.
I want to help.
You can help by cooperating. I see I haven't made myself clear.
Very. You've made yourself very. You want nothing to do with me. You want me to come here tomorrow like a good little so you can hook me up to your, well, I'm sorry, Dr. Ketchup, but that's not how it's going to be.
How is it going to be?
Tomorrow, you, me, God will be together. And then it will be just you two. Between now and then, we should get to know each other. Those eyewitnesses that never shed any tears, that movement that never smiles. The things over your...
My glasses.
Yeah, and this.
My tie.
Those will be the last things for me. And that smell.
Smell?
The perfume.
Oh, my aftershave.
Yeah.
Old Spice.
Music. There has to be, of course, whatever you like to on your... those will be the last things I hear and see and smell. I can't be just a thing for you, can I? No, I'm sorry. I'm not just a...
Does your husband know you were here?
Yes, he brought me.
I really think you should be with your
It was
husband on your next to last day. His idea?
My husband, Douglas, can take care of himself. No, please, tell me. I want to know
Tell you what?
everything.
Everything about what?
About you, I want to know
Oh,
everything about you.
no, that's not a good idea, Mrs.
Why?
Birch. Because a doctor cannot get too personal with his patients.
Bullshit.
Mrs. Birch.
Gobbledygook.
Gobbledygook. And anyway, it's not the same. You know, a patient needs to know nothing, next to nothing about their doctor, but a doctor needs to know a lot about his patient.
Where were you born?
What?
Answer.
Budapest.
Really?
No, I'm pulling your leg.
So
My
you're-
parents and I fled Hungary during the uprising. I was 21 years old. Now, Mrs. Birch, you say you want to help me. You can help me by allowing me to concentrate. I've got so much work to get done here, and if it doesn't get done, we're going to have to pull the whole thing off.
What should I do?
Just sit there and watch. Oh, damn.
What?
The thread's stripped.
Your mother.
What?
About her. Tell me.
Why do you want to know?
I'm listening.
Oh, blast.
Oh, I can.
No, sit down.
My are good.
Yeah, mine are too.
Is this?
Yes, thank you.
Was she,
An opera singer?
no.
Large chested? Hilarious? Ridiculous? I don't know.
Beautiful. Was she beautiful?
Who?
Your mother.
Oh, please, Mrs. Birch. Ow!
Oh, here. Let me.
No, stop.
I want to help.
You'll do your part when it's time.
I'll die, you mean? Judith, that's my name. Call me.
I'm sorry, Judith.
I thought we were
Collaborators, we are, or at least we will be.
I'll push a. That's what you.
It's not as simple as that.
I'll die.
No, please.
I'll go to sleep. I'll have a
Myocardial infarction.
and then the thing you need.
No,
to
please
do most.
don't do
Why?
this.
I thought you hated you.
I do hate euphemisms, but there's no need to be morbid.
You.
What have I said now?
I don't need you. I don't need you, or you're stupid. I can kill myself.
Oh, Mrs. Burke,
I'll
Judith.
drink something. I'll put a over.
Judith, no. No, you don't want to do that.
I will.
Well, fine. If you do, cut with the vein, not against it.
I'll get a
A gun, and if you do, put the barrel in your mouth and point upwards.
fuck you.
Or how about carbon monoxide? I hear it leaves the corpse with a nice rosy glow.
You scientist.
Now you've cut me to the core.
You have no core.
No, Mrs. Birch, look, stop,
Let
please.
go.
No, be reasonable. Look, I understand that you want to do your part. I mean, I get it, but there's just so much work that I have to do now. This solenoid has to be, I mean, do you even know what a solenoid is?
No, but I can screw.
Mrs. Birch, please, come, sit down. Sit down, please. Can I get you something? Some coffee? I'll tell you what. You can ask me any question you like if you let me get on with my work. Ask me any question and I'll answer it, okay?
What's your name?
What?
Your name?
Katseus, you know my name.
No, what your finders, what they call you.
My friends, I don't have any.
If you did.
Peter, I suppose.
Peter, the Rock. When were you,
Born? October the 18th, 1935.
which mooner?
Which what?
Lunar, month,
October
day?
the 18th.
October 18th. Libra.
Oh, brother.
October 18 plus, what's October? January, February, March.
April.
What?
April comes after March.
March, April, May, June.
What are you doing?
I'm finding your gown, your growth thing.
My what?
January, February, April.
March. March comes after February.
March, April, May, June, July, August, September, November.
October.
What?
You skipped October.
August, September, October, 10. 10 plus, what dark, what time of, what day?
Jesus.
I remember. 18. 10 plus 18, year?
1935.
1935, 10 plus 18 plus 30.
Come on, let me do that. You're driving me nuts. Let's see. -7.
What?
The answer is -7.
Oh, and now add the year.
This year.
This year.
1989 -7, 1982.
You're old. Age.
Oh,
Add it.
this never end. 2036.
Plus -7.
If you're going to re-add it, why subtract it in the first place?
Well,
2029.
2029. Are you sure?
Yes, I know how to add.
That's your year. your growth year.
Hallelujah.
No, add
The numbers.
yes, the numbers.
Anything to get this over with. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 9 equals 13.
13.
No, I made it up.
But find it.
Okay. I can't find it. Oh, here it is. 13.
And that's your symbol, your growth symbol.
Oh, some growth symbol, a skeleton lopping off people's heads. Nonsense.
Not nonsense. Not if you.
It's nonsense any way you interpret it.
Here, find it.
Good Lord. Yeah, 13. The death card as a growth symbol. Death/rebirth is the symbol for the year when the dates of your birth, blah, 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 etc.
Not
number
blah, blah,
13.
blah. What,
I was
read
paraphrasing.
Read all.
The card does not usually signify your own literal death. Well, that's nice to know. On the contrary, it is during this year that you can experience the death of an old identity, the ending of certain types of relationships, closure of certain creative projects or types of work, and simultaneously the desire to initiate and start new projects, careers, and expressions of new parts of oneself. It is literally the year for you to shed that which you have outgrown or overworked. More than anything else, the death card as a growth symbol requires that you let go of that which you are unnecessarily attached to and give birth to new experiences in your life. Gobbledygook. What are you doing?
It's.
I like it that way. Don't touch it.
Who? Oh,
What?
You're.
My mother.
What was she?
What was she like? Well, she was tough. Both of my parents were tough. But she wore the pants in the family. While my father trained to be an opera singer, she worked in a windshield wiper factory. Of course, she's the one that should have been the opera star. She had the looks, and she was big in every way. It is something I must do. That was her line. That's what she'd always say. It is something I must do.
Your what?
The opposite in every way. Small, quiet, an expression as if she were about to cry, but with a little smile as if she was glad to be sad. Bright's disease, chronic inflammation of the kidneys. She died of renal failure. Transplant could have saved her. She was on the list for 3 or 4 months. I would have given her one of mine, but I'm the wrong blood type.
You couldn't.
Couldn't save her, no.
That's why.
No, Sally had nothing to do with this. This was 30 years ago. I was still in med school.
I don't believe.
Believe what you like.
That's what I like about you.
What?
You don't feel for
Sorry?
yourself.
Sorry for myself?
For me, for anyone.
I would rather be stuck in the eye with a sharp pencil than be felt sorry for.
Douglas feels sorry.
He's your husband. He cares for you deeply.
Strange.
Oh, the colour? It's dried blood. From my days working with cadavers.
You like
Shock? No, that's not my intention. Of course, all the great innovators shocked, didn't they? Shocked society, shocked their cultures. Galileo, Darwin, Socrates.
Maybe you're re from
No. Let's not go down that road again. I'm the first and last of my kind.
Could they really send you to
Prison? Yes. Bruno was burned at the stake. Galileo exiled. Socrates imprisoned and forced to drink hemlock tea. But this is something that I'm choosing to do. It is something that I must do. Thursday, May 6, and completed all the final preparations. At last, the day has arrived when all the years of research and theory, all the years of preparation and experimentation are to be put to use on an actual patient. A woman, an extraordinary woman, an intelligent, thoughtful woman whose commitment and determination is as great, whose determination is more than whose determination practically exceeds my own. Not unhappily, after all these years of working in isolation, I find myself in what amounts to a scientific collaboration.
I guess.
Yes.
This.
Yes.
I don't think I can do this.
You can.
Can I?
Yes.
I can't stop crying.
All right.
I feel like my father sending his daughter off to college or hitting her up.
College.
I'm trying to be brave.
Yes.
I also feel a bit selfish.
No.
I thought of myself.
No.
Even now, I'm still thinking. You're so much stronger than I am. day.
Yes.
You're not afraid, are you?
No. Yes.
Amazing. God, you're amazing. I'll stay with you if you want. Only if you want. I love you.
Peter?
Ow! Crap! Well, I'm glad you found that amusing. I was just about to put these curtains up.
Beautiful.
Oh, the curtains? Yes, I've had them for years.
No.
Oh, the day. Yes, it is lovely.
The way it's going, the movement, it fills everything. It's so gaudy. Did I just say gaudy?
You just said gaudy, yes.
Oh, look at those puffs, those great big puffs.
You mean clouds?
Clouds, puffs, puffy clouds. So this?
Yes, this is it. I would have preferred a suite at the Beverly Hilton, or maybe even a Winnebago. This is it, yes, here. Come and step inside. Watch your head. It's an old army cot. I've put some extra foam on it, pillows. It should be quite comfortable. You can lie down on it if you like.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it is a beautiful day.
No, this.
Oh, the van! It's the Volkswagen. Got it from my second cousin. It's on its last legs. It's got 218,000 miles on the clock. So like about the Nazis, they knew how to make good cars.
You're beautiful.
I'm beautiful?
Yes, you.
Well, now we can be absolutely sure that you have Alzheimer's.
Say your name for me.
My name?
Say it.
Judith.
Say Peter.
Peter. There you are. Said it.
Nice to meet you, Peter.
Do you know why we're here?
Yes.
And do you know what we're doing today?
What we're doing, yes.
And you're not going to change your mind, right?
Right.
I just have to make absolutely sure you understand.
We're like those people who went across the
Oh, the pioneers!
Yes, the pioneers, that's us.
Pioneers, I like that.
That's us. Look at those puffs.
Clouds.
The clouds.
Oh, I have some music here, Bach, per your request. Let's see now. That was pretty good. Oh!
Oh, are you?
No, I'm fine. Let's play some music. What? Oh no,
Yes.
please. I don't want to.
Yes.
I can't.
Dance.
I don't.
Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife and couldn't.
Please, enough.
Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of
No, please,
tissue
no,
and
no,
tissue.
I can't. I don't want to. Mrs. Birch, are you all right? Are you all right?
Do I know you? Do we know each other?
Well, yes.
Then call me by my fucking name.
Do you want to go on with this?
Yes.
But then
yes.
you should stop
Wasting time.
messing around.
Fine.
Fine. You look very nice, by the way. I like that dress, especially the red bow. It's very, very pretty, very becoming.
Thank you, Peter. I like your.
And my tie? It was an easy choice. It's the only one that doesn't have gravy stains on it. How did you sleep?
Fine. You?
I slept terribly. I had a nightmare.
Oh, tell me.
I dreamt that I was my own patient, which is a nightmare right there, yeah? And what made things even more terrifying was that I had absolutely no confidence in the doctor's ability, that is, in my ability, to heal myself. And I died. An intensely painful death. Glad you asked? Well, shall we? Okay, just make yourself comfortable, okay? You can lie down. Play some more music. You know, you can stop. You can stop the procedure whenever you want. Just say stop and I'll stop. Do you want to stop? Just making sure. Oh, I almost forgot. Okay, we're going to proceed. How did you know how to do that?
My husband, jazz musician.
Ah,
Are you?
yeah, I'm okay. Hey, who's the doctor around here anyway? You want me to read something? Oh, you believe in this too?
The place is.
To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to pluck that which is planted. A time to kill, and a time to heal. Japanese death poems, written by Zen Buddhist monks and haiku poets on the verge of death. Well, that seems appropriate. Cherry blossoms fall on a half-eaten dumpling. Oh, sorry, wrong one. For over 60 years, I often cried Katsu to no avail. And now, while dying, once more to cry Katsu won't change a thing.
Katsu's Peter.
Okay. I'm going to count to 10. And when I get to 10, that's when...
I press.
Right, but not before I get to 10.
Okay, Peter.
Are you absolutely sure that you want
Peter?
to go...
Please don't ask again.
$1,001, 1,002. Judith,
Yes.
I'm absolutely sure.
Yes.
1,003, 1,004, 1,005, 1,006. Judith, I really... I know it's late to be saying this, but I think we might be making a mistake. You know, sometimes when I go home, when I'm at the apartment, I look out of the window. I look out of the window, play some music, and watch the sunset. Watch the stars come out. And do you know what I do then? I just sit. I sit there and watch the stars, trying to figure them out. Afraid to go to sleep in case I miss something. Miss the answer. As if anything makes sense in this life. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you never know what the next year or hour or even minute might bring. This minute even. Listen to me, talking metaphysical. You've corrupted me. I'm going to say something quite unprofessional now. If you were my wife, I'd settle for a half of you. I'd settle for a quarter. I'd settle for a tenth. So what if you'd forget things? We all do. Big deal. I forget my own teeth if they weren't stuck in my mouth. That persuasive power of yours, Judith. I thought my mother had a strong sense of conviction, but she has nothing on you. Imagine what that persuasive power could do for our cause. I'm not persuasive. People, let's just say that people don't like me. But you, imagine what someone like you could do for someone like me. What I'm saying, Judith, is for my sake, don't do it.
Patsy.
No.
Patsy.
No. Oh, Judith. Safe journey. Dr. Birch.
You wanted to see me. Here I am.
Yes, thank you for coming. Sorry I can't offer you better surroundings.
It's all right.
I can't even offer you a bad cup of instant coffee.
Not a problem.
As impossible as it may sound, my present circumstances make me an even worse host than usual.
Was there something you wanted to see me about?
Yes, first I wanted to thank you for testifying at the trial on my behalf. I very much appreciate it.
I just told the truth, that's all.
Well, you could have made it a lot worse for me if you'd wanted to.
Things are already bad enough.
Well, yes.
10 years?
Well, you know how it is. Death brings out the irrational in people.
Yeah, I know.
So I suppose you're going back to Santa Barbara now that the trial's over.
No reason to stay here.
Yes.
What was it that you wanted to talk to me about?
Oh, Judith's cards, her tarot cards. I wanted to give them back to you. I meant for my lawyer to give them to you at the trial, but it slipped my mind.
You had other things to think about.
But I've told the guard to give them to the visiting room officer with instructions to give them to you.
You needn't have done that.
I could have mailed them, but I thought since you were here.
Thanks, but why don't you keep them?
Why? I've no use for them.
I think Judith would want you to have them.
Oh. Well, all right. Thank you.
I'll say this much for you, Katseus. You're a man of your convictions.
Some would say stubborn. After his trial, Galileo said, "It still moves."
I won't say it's been a pleasure.
No.
Anyway, good luck.
Good luck to you. She was a remarkable woman.
Yeah. She was. I'll miss her.
So will I.